Hey folks, buckle up. Because what I'm about to lay out for you isn't just market chatter, it's the raw, unfiltered truth exploding right now in the silver world. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to get left in the dust. Imagine this. Silver's price has skyrocketed over 155% in the last year, hitting highs we haven't seen in decades. And as we speak on January 9th, 2026, it's hovering around $76 to $77 per ounce, but that's just the calm before the absolute storm. Yeah, you heard me right. $76 spot price, down a tad today, but up a massive 8.5% already this year, and we're only 9 days in. I'm talking to you directly, viewer. Yes, you sitting there scrolling through your feed or sipping your coffee. Because this isn't some boring econ lecture. This is your wake-up call to the silver price explosion of 2026, where banking crises are bubbling up, shorts are getting squeezed like never before, and silver could blast past $100 an ounce sooner than you think. No hype, no BS. Just facts backed by real data, expert predictions, and what's unfolding live. Don't blink, don't breathe, because we're diving straight in, and I'm not letting up until you've got the full picture. First off, let's hit you with the hook that should have you glued to your screen. Did you know that right now, as banks scramble with billions in potential losses from massive short positions, physical silver in places like Japan is trading at $130 an ounce, while the paper spot price lags at $76? That's not a glitch. That's a full-blown disconnect signaling the end of manipulated markets. Viewer, picture this. You're out there trying to buy actual silver bars or coins, and in Asia or the UAE, you're paying $115 to $130 per ounce. Premiums skyrocketing because the real metal is vanishing from vaults faster than you can say short squeeze. Meanwhile, the COMEX paper price? It's suppressed at $76, but that's crumbling as we speak. Why? Because 2025 was silver's breakout year. It doubled in price, its best gain since 1979, surging from around $28 at the start of 2025 to over $80 by year end. And 2026? Oh man, it's accelerating, up 155% year over year. And analysts are screaming volatility like we've never seen. You think a gold's hot at $4.76? Silver's outpacing it, up 180% in just 1 year, and it's not stopping. I'm telling you, viewer, if you're not stacking or investing now, you're missing the boat that's about to sail into triple-digit territory. Let me break it down for you step by step, because I know you're thinking, is this real or just another pump? Trust me, it's real, backed by hard data from sources like Trading Economics, Kitco, and Bloomberg. As of right this second, January 9th, 2026, silver spot price is at $76.65, down 0.35% intraday, but that's after touching an all-time high of 83.62 in December 2025. Futures, January 2026 at 74.62, February at $75.11, March at $75.30. Climbing steadily, but the real action is in the physical market where supply is choking. Why the explosion? It's a perfect storm of supply shortages, exploding demand, and banks getting crushed under their own short bets. Viewer, lean in. China just slapped export restrictions on silver starting January 1st, 2026, requiring official approvals for shipments, which could fragment the global market and slash liquidity. China controls over 20% of global silver production, and now they're hoarding. That's like turning off the tap during a drought. Prices are set to rocket 20-30% higher in early 2026 as inventories dwindle. You can't make this up. It's happening now, and it's why physical premiums are through the roof. But wait, viewer, don't take my word. Let's talk proof. The Silver Institute projects cumulative supply shortfalls exceeding 1.5 billion ounces by 2026, the sixth straight year of deficits, with 200 million ounces short this year alone. Why? Industrial demand is insane. Solar panels, EVs, AI chips, healthcare tools, gadgets, they all guzzle silver like there's no tomorrow. Think about it. Solar alone is booming. EVs need silver for batteries and wiring, AI for electronics. Demand grew so fast in 2025 that inventories were drawn down to critically low levels, and now London's stocks are so thin that a mere 1,000-ton weekly demand spikes prices by 7% instead of the usual 2%. Goldman Sachs warns of extreme price swings persisting in 2026 due to this inventory squeeze, supply disruptions, and market fragmentation. No global shortage per se, but metal stuck in the wrong places, like US COMEX vaults. Viewer, this isn't speculation, it's math. Supply rigid, demand exploding, and geopolitics weaponizing it all. Now, let's get to the juicy part. The banking crisis that's got Wall Street sweating bullets. You think banks are invincible? Think again. Major bullion banks like JPMorgan are reportedly short over 5,900 tons of silver they don't own. That's a naked short position worth billions in losses as prices tripled from last year. JPMorgan alone could be facing up to $13.7 billion in hits, roughly their quarterly profits, because they bet against silver falling, but it exploded instead. And it's not just them. HSBC, Citi, Deutsche Bank are rumored to be in the crosshairs too, with CFTC data showing commercials net short 50,000 contracts, 251 million ounces, as of late December 2025. Viewer, imagine the panic. The Fed's injecting $17 billion to $75 billion in emergency repos overnight because banks are facing unlimited losses from these shorts. It's like 2008. But for metals, rapid run-ups mean cash calls that must be met same day. And if silver gaps up tomorrow, we're talking $5 billion plus losses per $10 jump. Rumors of major bank blowups are flying on X. And while U.S. banks might be repositioning to long foreign ones, they're toast if margins hike further. CMEA just raised them to $25,000 per contract in late December. This is the squeeze of the century, viewer. Decades of manipulation crumbling as physical buyers stand for delivery, draining 60% of COMEX registered stock in December alone. Hold on, because here's where it gets personal for you. Why could silver hit 100 plus soon? Experts aren't whispering this, they're shouting it. Robert Kiyosaki, the rich dad, poor dad guy, predicts silver opens at $100 tomorrow and surges to all-time highs, driven by debt, currency debasement, and industrial demand. Lynn Alden, macro strategist, sees $100 in 2026 as the Fed shifts from quantitative tightening, boosting real assets like silver. Grant Williams warns silver will skyrocket, but with risks, aligning with volatility from low stocks. Citigroup says high 70s, Bank of America raised to $65, but aggressive calls like Felipe Gaisel's at BNP Paribas Fortis wouldn't be surprised at 100 plus soon, and Michael Oliver eyes $200 by early 2026. Even CoinCodex forecasts an average $211.90 in 2026, with highs up to $478, a 522% ROI. Why? Structural repricing, 5 years of deficits, China's ban locking up 70% of supply, and industrial giants like solar or EV makers facing crunches. If a supply shock hits, like Mexico disruptions or Fed hawkishness, 150 plus isn't crazy. Viewer, this aligns with X chatter, PSLV draining vaults, paper versus physical war, and capital fleeing banks to metals. Viewer, are you feeling the urgency yet? Because I am, right now, as silver tests key buy zones after retracing from $82.58 on sentiments at extreme buy territory. Barclays upgraded metals outlook, seeing bullish cycles. HSBC flags overvaluation, but admits volatility. But don't wait. Physical stress is everywhere. Lease rates over 30%, backwardation persisting, and open interest falling while prices double. This is your moment, viewer. What are you doing about it? Stacking physical? Buying miners? Because if silver gaps to $100 on a squeeze, you'll wish you acted now. No time to breathe. Share this, subscribe, hit like, and let's ride this explosion together. The banking crisis is triggered, the squeeze is on, and 100 plus is coming fast. Stay ahead or get left behind.